this year, we know that the GMA signed onto something with Vanuatu. If I'd like to, if I remember correctly, we also know that about 2 years ago there was a marine, an MPA or map for the Cape 3 Points area. Now, how important are those things to our ability to properly administer our marine life?
Okay, yeah. So recently, as you probably saw in the news, this year, when His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama came into office, he took the bold steps and through our work and our ministry to sign what we call the Cape Town Agreement. The Cape Town Agreement is meant for us to raise the standards of our governance of our fishing vessels to a certain level. So that is what we call the Cape Town Agreement, so that the vessels will be better, in terms of their living accommodation, the standard, and their compliance. The reason is that generally the first focus of international regulation was on commercial shipping. And generally, because fishing vessels and trawlers are smaller, they were always left at the national level. Gradually, it was decided that globally we should govern them. So the Cape Town Agreement was then put together as a global instrument. Many countries are still not parties to it, but the government felt that it is important that as a country we show our commitment and our stewardship. So the president did that, and only 2 weeks ago we submitted the instrument of ratification and deposited with the IMO Secretary General in London. So that was what we did. So Vanuatu was also doing the same thing on the same day. So that's why the news came out that Ghana and Vanuatu signed the Cape Town Agreement. It wasn't that it was between us. It's a global instrument, and we are part of the early committees to that particular global commitment. And thanks to the leadership of the Minister of Transport and His Excellency the President for doing that, and our other stakeholders, including the Minister for Fisheries. And
so when it comes into effect,
yes,
what impact would it have on us?
Okay. What impact is going to have is that we are going to enhance our, in fact, not even when it comes to effect alone. Now we can start doing that even on our own before it comes into effect globally. Maybe not us as collectively, but our fishing industry, the trawlers that are working there, we are going to enhance their regulation, their supervision, living standards of crew, and many other things. So that is what is going, and also make sure that we hold them even much more accountable for their actions. So that is what it meant. Then you asked the question about an MPA, Marine Protected Area. Okay, so this is meant to generally reduce activity in that area as a matter of enhancing the productivity in that area and to kind of like preserve the place. So that is what the MPA is. So it is then expected that people should not be intruding into the place. So although the MPA may be looked at from a fisheries point of view, it is something that the Ghana Maritime Authority also play a major role on.
Yeah, which is what we want to understand.
Yes.
What will be your role in that Cape 3 Points MPA?
Okay. Our role will include, first of all, international communication, the designation. The reason being that, you see, just like humans are on land, vessels and canoes are on sea. And the vessels and canoe come to us. They come under the Ministry of Transport. So although this was being looked at from a fisheries perspective, but we will have to internationally enforce this. We will have to communicate to the international community that an MP has been declared by Ghana. So it will now have it gazetted at the international level, have it gradually transposed into either digital or paper maps, because a captain is sailing across Ghana waters. He is not aware that there was any news in Ghana that said there's an MPA here. Even the Ghanaian is not aware on daily basis that there was a news. The captain must see is reflected in his electronic map, his or her electronic map, or the physical chart that an MP has been declared. This is the work of Ghana Maritime Authority and the Ministry of Transport to make sure that that is done. So when this is done also, since we also look into the maritime space, all manner of activities, especially ships, then we also make sure that When a ship is coming into our maritime space, we are in communication just to make sure that they are respecting the MPA and what they are supposed to do within the MPA area. If it is a completely avoidable MPA, we have to look at. But if it's also an MPA where you can still pass, you can still sail through, but with some limited activities, we have to use that.
So what's the situation with the Cape 3 Points MPA?
We are yet to get the final synchronization with our major stakeholder.
Oh,
yes, that is the Minister of Transport and the Minister of Fisheries and the Fisheries Commission. So this is the intent, but further things have to be developed to properly govern the MPA.
Yes, I see.
Yes.
So then we can say that it's still in the works.
Exactly.
Okay. But when did it actually come into effect? Was it before you came to office?
No, just a couple of weeks ago. There has been the discussion of the MPA, right? But this is about the formal declaration of it. The formal declaration I've just started.
So it's still quite in the works.
It's quite very young. It's quite very young.
I see. So then it brings me to, because of the explanation you've just given, it brings me to the issue of illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing,
yes,
right? And I know, again, you are a stakeholder to this fight, right? But talk to us about some of the challenges that you face as Maritime Authority because of this situation. Okay, so
IUU, as we call it, illegal, unregulated fishing, happens in different respects. One is just simple that the person is illegally taking the fish when the person is not supposed to take the fish. But one can also be that the person is using the wrong type of net when the person is not supposed to use that net. One can be that the person is fishing more than the number of days that they have been allocated to fish. One can be that the person is fishing outside where they are supposed to fish. Okay, so it depends. If you are looking at the trawlers, we look at the flag aspect of the trawlers. So when a fishing vessel is supposed to, a fishing trawler is supposed to undertake fishing in Ghana, we give what we call the flag, the Ghana flag for the fishing vessel to fly. The Ministry of Fisheries give them the license to fish. So they track.
So what does it mean for you to give them the flag?
The flag means that it comes under our jurisdictional control and administrative enforcement. Every vessel, everything that is floating at sea must come under the jurisdiction of a country. Otherwise, it is stateless and it can be seized. So these vessels then have to fly our flag, and that means that they are subject to our laws and subject to our regulation. So, and we are the registry, the ship registry of Ghana. So we hold the ship registry of Ghana and the vessel registry. So that's what we will do. And the Minister of Fisheries will then also look at the fisheries aspect. So when it comes to the regulation of the fisheries activity, that comes under the Ministry of Transport. But let me say that we also provide a layer for them. Because we also see these vessels on our VTMIS, we are able to help the Ministry of Fisheries and the Fisheries Commission with some information. Otherwise, on the activity of the fisheries itself, that is the Fisheries Commission and the Ministry of Fisheries. So
let's look at the problem as we face it in Ghana, because again, I read articles that said that the European Commission had put Ghana on a yellow card, because of the activities of IUU. So this complex problem, definitely you play a role, just as you've mentioned to us, right? Do they get the license before they get a flag from you? Is that in terms of operations, they get the license, then they get the flag from you? Is that correct?
In a way, but it happens almost simultaneously.
Ah, right.
Yes.
So how do you determine that this person that is coming, it is indeed someone we should give the flag to?
It is something that the Ministry of the Maritime Authority and the Fisheries Commission work collaboratively with, and our ministries also work collaboratively with that. For example, you cannot bring a fishing vessel to Ghana without seeking the Ministry of Transport approval. So you will seek the approval, and you will state why you are bringing it. If why you are bringing it is that you are coming to undertake fishing activities, we will demand to know whether the ministry through the, okay, so the minister will send it to us, and we will provide technical input to the minister. Then we will, one of the requirements is to know whether there is a fishing license that is going to be issued. Right. So we will do that synchronization with the Fisheries Commission, and our ministries will also do that synchronization. So we work in tandem, say that any vessel that we are supposed, fishing vessel that we are supposed, we could give a fishing vessel a flag. Even if, for example, it intends to fish in the high seas, we can still license it to fish in the high seas. So in that case, it is still between us and the Ministry of Transport, but that vessel is not fishing within our waters. Okay. But if it is to fish in our waters, most importantly, that kind of synchronization and coordination takes place before the license is given. So there will now be a dual license, a registry license, and then a fishing license. So
how do we deal with the issue around, you know, foreign trawlers with Ghanaian, you know, fronters, so to speak, people who front for these foreign trawlers, and then come and fish in our waters? How do you go around that with the system that exists right now?
No, when you say how do you go around that, what do you mean?
I mean, so in terms of how you have explained the issue, right? How do we deal with that problem where the foreigners are in our waters under the guise of being owned by foreigners? Excuse me, Ghanaians.
How do we deal with it?
How do we deal with it?
Oh, no, those in our waters are actually partners of Ghanaians. So it's almost like if you were to go out and you see an industry somewhere in Tema, or a company somewhere where you have foreign people with Ghanaians. So they are partners of Ghanaians. So which means that they don't hold a fishing license. They don't hold a fishing license. The fishing license is held by a Ghanaian company.
So it's not a you know, as much a problem as it's made out to be?
It can be. It can be. It just depends on how you're looking at it. It can be. But because you are asking me from the Ghana Maritime Authority point, so I say that ultimately a license is given to a Ghanaian, and the Ghanaian have a partner, and the partner is the one that brings the vessel. So what we need to ensure is that we make sure that they do their activities in conformity with the law in such a way that it doesn't affect our fisheries resources. So I wouldn't say there are no concerns. There are key concerns to address in that regard.